What's going on, Pistons fans? We are here to talk Detroit basketball. Um, man, this is, we have a couple of topics today that are, I guess you can call breaking news. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to our team, because it's not really that much news. It's been the same story over and over. Um, come out good. Second half, we crumble. We end up taking the L. We'll get into all of that. A few upcoming trades, as we reach this deadline. A couple of things to come when it comes to the Detroit Pistons. So we're here to break down all of those things, man. First and foremost, thank you for everybody who's come in so far. Shout out to Duro, man. I see you in the comments. Assassin, definitely see you in the comments, man. Deuce, where do we start, man? Take us there.
Yeah, man. Once like you said, appreciate everybody showing up and showing out per usual. Glad to have everybody here. I wanted to first start with today's game earlier today against the Orlando Magic and the apparent Pistons killer, who was Franz Wagner. Yeah, man, it was definitely a game we could have won. Definitely a game the Pistons had in their hand until the fourth quarter once again, which has been a theme, which has been pretty much deja vu for the last few months. Playing well to start games, getting off to good starts, and letting the rope go in the fourth quarter in the second half. It is encouraging to see that they are getting off to better starts, because for a long time the game will be over by the end of the first quarter. So it is good to see that they are at least turning a corner as far as getting off to a good start. Now the problem is playing on that way for 45 to 48 minutes, 44 to 48 minutes. That's the goal, because it's so many games because it's human nature. You're not going to go full tilt 48 minutes, right? We understand that you're going to have lulls and things of that nature, minute, 2 minutes here, but that's when you call that timeout and relock back in. Pistons haven't been doing that in the fourth quarter. So yeah, man, Franz Wagner tonight, bro. He was unfreaking stoppable tonight. He finished with 38 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal. It was really just a scoring. I mean, he shot 17 for 25. He shot well over 60%, and he just couldn't be stopped. He was 4 for 7 from 3. Didn't take a free throw, which is crazy, and still dropped that line. So Pistons just didn't have an answer for him tonight. They had Kevin Knox on him. They tried Cade on him. They had a lot of different guys on him. It's just one of them games. It's one of those games. So those are my initial thoughts. Pistons really just have to grow up a little bit more. This is part of the growing pains process that we always talk about. Turnovers, once again, absolutely killed us. And that's the big reason why in those fourth quarters we lose those games, because possessions, like you always talk about, possessions in that fourth quarter is everything. And when you just give them away like that, you're not going to win many games, especially if it's a close game already. So those are my thoughts from tonight's game. We're going to get into some other things regarding the game, certain players, but that's kind of my initial rundown, bro. What about you? What did you see?
Pretty much the same. But for me, it's more of, even though this team, we're not getting the doors blown off like we were at a certain point in the season, I'm still seeing the same issues. Even though we have a roster, our roster is, pretty much back to where it needs to be. We got a lot of the faces back that we wanted to see. We got new faces. We have the floor spacing. We have all of these things that we've thrown out there. But at the end of the day, we're still suffering losses from the same issues. Yep. Defense, turnovers, and not knowing how to close out basketball games. We cannot stop the other team from scoring when we need to. That is one of the biggest issues that the Pistons have. Also, possessions, giving them extra possessions, offensive rebounding issues at times. It's the same old, and we've been seeing the same result every game. We come out, we have a good start, and then when the team, decides to turn the meter up a little bit, they lay it on us, and we can't stop them. We're backpedaling, we're panicking, we're crumbling. It's the same thing. And another thing that I look at is the veterans that we have available on this team. I mentioned it to you earlier, man. We have veteran shooters. We don't have the veteran players that we need to take the basketball and to show these guys how to close out a game or
Right.
to calm things down. Our guys are weapons, and that's it. We don't have those guys, so you know the expectations of Monty, the expectation for Monty Williams to just come and flip all of these issues is actually unrealistic. It's unrealistic. These guys are going to have to learn. You know what I'm saying? And the reps are definitely starting to prove to be a positive for some guys. Obviously, talk about Ji. But at the same time, man, at some point you have to learn. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you have to learn how to close out a basketball game, man.
Yep.
And we just have not been able to do that. That's the most disappointing part right there. And some nights, we're right there at the end of the game, but I've seen the lead vanish in 2 minutes
Yep.
at the end of a game. That's unacceptable. So a lot of learning still for these young guys. If we do go and get a veteran, I really would prefer them to go and get a guy who can control the basketball at the end of a game and get guys where they need to be.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, bro. It feels like, because one thing I have to remember is that we say all the time, but when we say it, we need to pay attention to when it actually happens. We always talk about how this team is a young team, right? But we see it manifest itself in games like these. Whenever, because a lot of these situations, pressure situations, late game situations, close situations in the fourth quarter, this is their first time getting these reps. This is their first time in the NBA playing these pressure type of situations. And it seems like the Pistons, bro, because of that, when things don't go according to script or according to plan, and the team makes a run and they punch you in the mouth, they don't know how to respond. That seems to be the biggest thing. Whenever pressure is put on them, that's when they fold.
Yep.
Like we talked about it, the start of the game, there's no pressure. The start of the game, that's when energy is high, guys are ready to go. And that's why they got those good starts. But it's a second half, and when it gets close to the end of the game and they allow teams to stay in games, they don't put teams away, right? They allow teams to hang around. They play up or down to the competition. All things that young teams do is what they're doing. So I'm not really surprised by it. It's just something we're going to have to deal with because we know this is part of the growing pains for this team. And that's really what it comes down to, So, it's just one of those things that's going to be incremental growth. Incremental growth. A little bit here, a little bit there. Game over game over game. There were some standout performances, though, that I wanted to get to tonight and also just in general with who I saw tonight. And one of those guys was Jaden Ivey, man. He's starting to turn the corner. He is starting to turn the corner. What a season it has been for him.
Right.
To go from can't even get off the bench into the game to playing spot minutes here and there, to get pulled in and out of the lineup, in and out of the starting lineup, in the doghouse apparently for whatever reasons, not playing defense or whatever it is, to all of a sudden he's becoming our most effective player. In many games, our most important player because of his ability and his measurables, his ability to get downhill, to get to his spot whenever he wants to. There's nobody in the league that can keep him from getting to the basket, bro. There's nobody. He's so fast. He's so quick. And now his decision-making is starting to get better.
Yes.
His decision-making is starting to get better. His turnovers are coming down. He's not just dribble, right? That's what I love to see. He's starting to grow before our very eyes. His three ball is starting to look a little bit better, right? He's starting to get more confident in that three ball. He's starting to understand defensively too. Yeah. Defensively, man, he's starting to get after it, bro.
Yeah.
He's starting to get after it. And it's just like he kind of reminds me of Asar in that he's just like a wrecking ball. Like he can make so many plays that aren't designed. And especially in defense, like he's just everywhere. We'll get to Asar later, but another guy was just everywhere.
Yeah.
Tip dunks, offensive rebounds, D'ing up on their best play. Whenever Asar, you know how people say whenever somebody's shot is so pretty that every time they shoot it, it looks like it's going in?
Yeah.
I feel like the opposite with Asar. Every time Asar is defending somebody, I expect the shot to not go in. He's such a good defender, man, already. And I'm really looking forward to seeing his growth. But yeah, Jaden Ivey for sure tonight was a standout guy, man. The last few games, he's been a standout guy. and
Man.
he's only going to continue to get better, bro. Like I just think about if he was allowed from day one
Mhm.
to just kind of make those mistakes and not get pulled. We talk about that. It's tough when you're looking over your shoulder every time you make a mistake, or you're looking at the bench every time you make a mistake. Am I gonna get pulled? It's hard to play like that. So I'm glad that he's getting an opportunity.
I'm gonna give it a little different take because from a basketball standpoint, if you're getting pulled from a game and you have an opportunity to sit there and think about the game. Here's the thing with Ivey. The reason why Ivey is so successful right now is because he's thinking the game now.
Mhm.
And sitting there and having the opportunity to really think about what you're doing out there on the court instead of just trying to get by. Listen, up into the stage, you can get by with just your athleticism.
Yep.
When you get to the league, you need to know when to stop and go. Now Ivey has an understanding on when to attack the basket or when to look for his teammates. You've noticed the chemistry between him and Jalen Duran.
Mm-hmm.
And that is thinking basketball. That's the difference from a point guard or a guard perspective. You have to be able to think the ball and make the right decision. Beforehand, Ivey was just going. Turning the ball over, ball flying out of bounds, body flying everywhere. It's not that anymore. So he's had an opportunity to sit there and say, okay, so what am I doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? What can I get better at? Some guards in this league, especially young guards, they crumble in them situations.
Yeah.
Definitely crumble in them situations. But him being the hard worker that he is, him being the player that he is, him having the background and, having, two brilliant parents, man. I know they're in his ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His camp
Absolutely.
alone, they're going to keep him motivated to do, what he got to do out there. And that's what we're seeing the result of. We're seeing the result of the hard work. Beforehand, yeah, he wasn't the worst defender, but now you seeing him sell out. He is selling out on defense right now.
Yeah.
And that's what going back to Dwayne Casey. That's
Right.
going back to what Dwayne Casey wanted him to do. Wanted him to sell out on defense because he can be that. I mean, he's going to be that guy. He's going to be that guy, man. So, like I said, man, the defense has been great. Taking care of the basketball, the timing, attacking the basket, knowing when to go. Man, listen, Ivey is going to be something special for this team. I totally agree with what some of these players in this league have been saying in these press conferences. It's going to be special, man. You heard Donovan Mitchell say it, man. He's going to be a special guy.
Yeah. And not even just him. You heard what Russ said. Russ said, the Pistons have someone special in Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
Like he specifically singled him out and said that they have someone special in Jaden Ivey. So I wanted to ask the chat, which of those two guys, who do you think J.I.'s game more reminds you of between Donovan Mitchell and Russell Westbrook? Like, which one of those guys do you think Jaden Ivey's game reminds you of right now? And whose game do you think his needs to become more like between those two guys, between Russell Westbrook and Donovan Mitchell? They have a lot of similar traits in as far as how they play the game and style of play. But is there a particular guy that you guys see more of in Jaden Ivey between Russell Westbrook and Donovan Mitchell, or is it kind of pretty much the same for everybody? So let me know what y'all think in the chat about that. But yeah, I also wanted to get to Asar tonight, bro. Asar Thompson, man. He played very well off the bench. And is like we talked about before, bro. I said all the time, most of his offense is going to come off his defense. He's not going to have set plays run for him this season. It's just not going to happen. He's raw, extremely raw offensively, right? Which we all know. But you see the potential. He does little things here and there. It's like, oh, I didn't know that was in your bag. Okay. Kind of things. So it's good to see him getting an opportunity. Once again, getting an opportunity. It shouldn't be hard for him to get minutes on this team going forward because of how good he is defensively. And we know that's what Monty Williams, really wants to hang his hat on long term. So I really want to. I hope Asar continues to get 25 plus minutes a night from this point on. We're not gonna set the record for losses. I know everybody's worried about it. We need to go basically like 4-29 to avoid that. We got like 31 games left or something like 34 games, something like that. So we'll be fine there. Let the young guys play. Let the young guys go, man. And just see what happens. Let them get the reps. This season is washed. It's over. We already know it's a wrap. It's nothing to play for other than that. Only thing to play for is these guys developing chemistry and understanding how to win games. That's really what this season is about for me. So I really want to see Asar get more and more of an opportunity because I think he can be a lockdown defender in this league. He will be a lockdown defender in this league, bro. Every time he's guarding the best player in the opposite team, I'm expecting him to shut that guy down. I just am. Because he's built for that. His foot speed, his wingspan, his strength. He's stronger than he looks, too. So Asar Thompson, man, I think people are sleeping on him just because he hasn't had that opportunity so far. But I think once it's given to him, he's really gonna shine.
Yeah. Like I said, man, with Asar, just from day one, we knew offensively it was going to be a project over time. You know what I'm saying? For him to get to that level where he can become that reliable scorer. We just not, like I said, we don't have a point guard on this team right now that's going to set him up and make him successful offensively. But he can hang his hat on this defense and this effort. And we just got to pick and choose our spots where we can put him in so he can be successful. That's on the coaching staff to do that. Let him play the rest of the season. What are we, what are we out here trying to do? You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't want to keep the draft pick, still get a good enough one so you can use it. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, man, that's just the story with all of these young dudes from Sasser too, because he got some learning to do. Today, he was the opposite of the Sasser we seen the other night. And that is a typical youth thing right there, where he has to learn how to be, more consistent at that. That's just going to come with time. You know what I'm saying? So he has to learn how to find his shot against certain matchups. I'll say that some matchups are a little bit tougher than the other ones, man. Certain matchups, you got to be able to find ways. And if you can't find ways to get your shot off, make sure that you find ways to get your teammates shots off. That's what you have to learn as a young guard. So, I feel
like tonight was tough for Sasser because he's already not the biggest guy, about 6'1", 6'2". And the lineups they had tonight for Orlando, bro.
Big lineups.
I mean, with the Wagner boys and Jonathan Isaac and Sugg, like it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough for anybody. And I saw Sasser kind of getting bothered by he was getting caught trying to pass the ball in the air. He got caught in the air trying to pass the balls, bad passes. But the fact that he's not a big guard already and he's playing against a big lineup makes it hard. It just makes it hard. So I think he kind of got caught with that tonight. But like you said, too, decision making, just understanding how to deal with those situations because they're not the only big team. There's a lot of big teams in this league,
Yeah, you're right, man. Shout out to the comment section. I see all the dialogue in the comment section. Hey, Kay, I do see you in the comment section. Every show. So, but I kind of like a couple of the comparisons that I've seen. I got to give credit to my man Deuce because he's the first one to say it, but I see more of a D-Wade type of guy in Ivey. And he was the first one I heard say that. And he said that last year. So, like I said, man, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. The learning how to stop and go and when to attack and when not to, becoming more consistent shooting the jump shot. All of those traits, man, you've seen in Dwayne Wade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I love that comparison a whole lot. And I hope he can definitely turn on and have that type of Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, and I'm with you, bro, because like D-Wade was a mid-range assassin too. People forget that. He was a mid-range assassin. And what did Jaden Ivey's father, our guy Jaden, what did he say last year that Ivey was going to be working on this offseason? He said that he was going to be working on his mid-range game.
Yep.
Right? Because his first step is incredible. Guys can't stay in front of him. But what are you going to do when guys pack the paint and you're not able to get to the hoop cleanly? And I've already hi Kay, I see you. I see you in the chat. I see you. We've already seen, we saw it tonight, whether it was just the midi pull up or whether it was coming off the pick and roll and just going to that floater. He wasn't doing that last year. He wasn't going to that floater last year. He wasn't looking to even pull up from mid-range last year. Everything was at the hoop. Everything was at the hoop because he was so used to in college being able to get there with little resistance because of his athleticism.
Right.
So I like to see, You know, like it's clear. You see, like Javen had mentioned, he's worked on it all off season. His father mentioned that, and so we see it. So next year, I'm looking for another jump. I'm looking for another jump when it comes to his ball handling and his decision making. Those are the two things I want to see him work on this offseason. And I think he will. I think he will. It's gonna yeah, go ahead.
That ball handling, I'm glad you brought that point up. If Ivey works on that ball handle and become a guy that you literally can't stay in front of because dribbling, because it's already speed, you know what I'm saying, because of dribbling, oh my God, he'll be a huge problem in this league.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I look at guys like, for example, Jalen Brunson.
Right.
He's not the most athletic guy, but his footwork and his ball handling, bro, he can get to anywhere he wants to get to on the court, and nobody can guard that guy. Nobody. Right. No guards can guard him. So if Ivey can develop some semblance of that footwork, because Ivey's just pretty much just north and south. He's north and south. You don't see him crossing over. You know, you don't really see him, you know, with spin moves and things like that. It's pretty much just north and south. You don't even see sometimes you may see the Euro every now and then, but that's pretty much the extent of what I've seen from him as far as anything other than just north and south. So I think once he's able to add that to his bag, and once he laterally is able to make moves to get to where he wants to get to instead of just north and south, well, he can start going east and west as well. He's gonna be impossible to stop, bro. Serious. He's gonna be impossible to stop.
Real serious, man.
Yeah.
All right, so Deuce, man, take us to the next subject, man, because I know a lot of people are ready to discuss some of these things we've heard over the week, and this being one of them. This one is one of them. I mean, this one has been. How did it take this long to get to this point? You know what I'm saying? Because you pretty much made that statement when you kept drafting guards. Why drag it out this long, Troy Weaver? Why?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You're right. You're right. I mean, it's definitely something that has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's telling too that Killian is asking for a trade. You know, it's not just as if the Pistons are putting him on the trade block and he wants to be here and they're looking to make a move. He is unhappy with his role too.
Right.
Because he doesn't have a role at this point. You know, since Monte Morris came back, he's been the backup point guard. And with Sasser's emergence and becoming a better player, it's just a huge logjam. So even for Killian, man, I know fans haven't been happy with him, and we say it all the time. If he was drafted in the mid first round, 14, 15 pick, he wouldn't be getting the type of scrutiny he's getting. But hey, it comes with the territory. He was drafted where he was drafted, right? It is what it is. And so he wasn't the player we thought he was going to be. It didn't help that we didn't have a team around him that was that helped him. But I just my biggest nightmare is him going to a San Antonio.
I want him to
Wemby. I don't, bro. Like I do for his sake, obviously. I do because I do want him to do well. But I don't want to see Christmas. I don't want to see Chris Middleton 2.0, man. I don't want to see that.
That's my second team. You know what I'm saying? San Antonio is my second team, bro. And if they send him there with a competent coach that knows how to actually bring the best out of players and put them in situation they should be in, which the Pistons have not. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see him and Wemby because they don't have a point guard. So go give him that shot with San Antonio. That's what I'm going to say because, here you surrounded him with, I don't even want to disrespect anybody, but over the years, you just haven't surrounded him with much. And then this year, when you do get that, his role is not the same.
Right.
I want to see him in a different role in San Antonio. And hopefully that can make him at least a solid, NBA player, man, to where we can try to bring a little bit of some Tony Parker out of him. You know what I'm saying? That type of situation.
Right.
But I hope all the best for Kill, man. I'm definitely going to follow his careers for as long as he's in this league. But it's just something that should have happened beforehand simply because, I mean, look at what you've done in the draft, bro. So
exactly.
He has held his, he's been sitting on his fingers with a couple of players. And you kind of get confused, like, why is this player still around? Or what are we doing with this guy? For me personally, I said Bojan should have been gone last season.
Yeah. Yeah,
honest.
he should have been.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Things just didn't go that way. Can't change it. But
I
if you
keep
do make
seeing
that, send him to San Antonio.
this, man. This kill. I can't get with this, man. You know what it is? Here, I'll give you a comp for Killian Hayes. I'll give you a football comp. Not Matthew Stafford. Somebody said Matthew Stafford. Stop treating him like he's Matthew Stafford. No, no, no. He is more of a Jared Goff type of player when it comes to system. Killian Hayes is a system player. He needs to be in the right system in order for him to play well. The same with Jared Goff. He needs to be in a system that will enable him to get the most out of his abilities. I'm not saying Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback because he's not. He's not. He may not even be a top 10 quarterback, depending on who you ask. But he's put in a system with protection,
That makes
with
him
receivers
successful.
that makes him successful. And that is what Killian Hayes does not have.
Here it is. Can't put it more simple than this. 1 + 1 = 2. Killian is not a scorer. And for some reason, fans just wanted to force that to happen. But when you put him pound for pound with every other player on the team, as far as a passer, he's going to be at the top. As far as an on-ball defender as a guard, he's going to be on the top. As far as taking care of the basketball, he's going to be on the top. One trait, which is scoring, is what's been holding his career back. And that's what I want to see a guy like Greg Popovich try to bring out of him, to where he can at least be a guy that can consistently get to the basket. And, it's like when you got guys like Wemby and the way that lineup is over there, he'll have a lane to at least get to the basket. Popovich is a player and a coach that's going to tell him. He's not going to sit there and try to let him figure out his own. He's going to tell him, hey, Killian, get the ball, get your ass down there to that paint and score. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him bring it out of players. We've actually seen it with him. So I would love for him to go to San Antonio, man. And that's just what it is. We value scoring in this league today. So when you're not good in that department, you drafted 7 overall, yeah, fans are definitely going to be unhappy with that. And then when you surrounding a guy that's a pass first guy,
right,
and surround him with a bunch of guys that can't fucking shoot consistently, it's not going to look well either. So
yeah,
I just would love to see him in a new team and a new opportunity, and get us an opportunity to reset his career and try to do it this time where he can flourish. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. And we're not saying he's gonna go over there and just like be a starter and just day one starter and just tear everything. Even if he's a backup, he would be a very, very good backup for them. Everybody's mentioning Trey Jones. Yeah, Trey Jones is playing well. He would have a role over there, is our point. Right. He would have a defined role, and he would have players around him who can score the basketball. You got Wemby over there. So you wouldn't even gotta look to score in that situation. We didn't have a Wemby type of big as far as somebody who can just score the basketball.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. So yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think it's also crazy when you think about Monty Williams. There was a report by James Edwards, shout out to James Edwards, that Monty Williams vetoed a trade that would have pretty much sent Killian Hayes out much sooner. There was a trade in place, according to James Edwards, or at least trade talks. Look, I think they were close to a trade for him before Monty Williams came here.
Yeah.
Monty Williams came here, and now all of a sudden the trade is getting vetoed, and it's just hindsight's 2020. We all know, and I understand Monty wanted to give him a chance because we wanted to give him a chance, right? But I think now the writing is on the wall. I think everybody's on the same page, and now especially with Killian requesting the trade, yeah, it's time. It's time.
And you know what?
The best one.
I want to mention this too. Not only players, I see this comment, and not only players like him suffer from that. Our numero uno at the moment right now also suffered for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially in his rookie season. And the reason why you're seeing guys like Ivey getting to the basket more easy is because we finally have floor spacing. You finally got more guys who can actually knock down the shots when they're open. We didn't have guys who could consistently knock the shots down. So it helps everybody on this team. Everybody. The threat of guys kicking the ball out to guys open and them knocking down the shots. For instance, you seen Boyan throw a oop to Jalen Duran today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't see them sink on all of those dudes. They like, hey, you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. When you put a competent roster, you know what I'm saying, around certain guys, it make it a lot easier for them. But man, we got another trade topic, man, and I'm waiting because I want to turn my hat backwards and lace them wood.
All right, cool. Let's do that. First of all, I wanted to address this with Kay. I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take this. Is it just because he's light skinned? You know what I'm saying? Is that why I can't get Ricky? Because I'm not dark skinned. Is that what it is, Kay? It's cool. I got you. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna let that slide. No, but yeah, let's get to this other topic as far as trades right here. Let's talk about Mr. Surgical Zach LaVine. Let's talk about Zach LaVine a little bit. First of all, what were your thoughts on this when you heard that there was a trade in place potentially for him, and as soon as that looked to possibly be coming to fruition, all of a sudden he sprained his esophagus, as I always say, he sprained his esophagus, and now he can't play basketball, and now he's having surgery.
So going back to last season, man, I said hell no. And I said hell no the same reason because it was the same reason I said hell no to Blake Griffin. Overpaid, injury issues.
Yep.
Only 3 seasons out of his 10 that he played 70 games. 3. No, I don't want him here, especially with that salary cap. No. This guy, got to give it to him. He said, man, I'm in trade talks for the Pistons. Man, I'm getting foot surgery. You know what I'm saying? And I truly do believe that's why. I'm glad he did because it kept the Pistons from doing Pistons things, bro.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was disappointed when I heard that there was a trade in place. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. At this point, what does that do? Turn us to the Bulls. Right. Yeah, might as well bring Drummond over here too if you're gonna do all that. It's just I don't see what. Okay, we good then. We good. Okay, I got you. We good. All right, I'm with it. I love Nia Long, so we good. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, it would have been the contract is terrible. First of all, the contract is absolutely terrible. Don't him and Cade not even really like each other like that anyway? Man. Like, we saw them kind of getting into it, talking, kind of chirping to each other already. Yeah, man, I don't. It felt like a desperation move to me. Because all you're gonna do is win a few more games and make your lottery stock drop your lottery stock and give yourself a worst possible lottery pick. I see no point in doing that whatsoever. So I'm glad that happened. And honestly, if we're being real and we're not biased Pistons fans for a second, take that hat off for a second. What would you do if you were Zach LaVine? and you're already on a team that's not even sniffing the playoffs this year. And you're gonna get traded. And you're regressing as far as where you're gonna go, and now you're gonna get traded to the Pistons. What would you do? Find everything in my power of a way not to go. Right. So I'm not even mad at him, bro. That's how bad this team has been. That's how bad we've been this year. I'm not even mad at him. Here's the thing with Zach LaVine. From a player standpoint, he adds offense to your team, right? That's it. Right. You ain't getting no leadership from him. Damn sure ain't getting no defense from him. That's it. He adds another guy who can score some points. That's it. You're paying him a whole lot of money to do that. He'll put butts in seats. That's it. Sure. That's what Blake Griffin was. He sell tickets. Yeah. Hey, I'm trying to preserve my name and keep a job when he did that, and I'm go get Blake Griffin. We're gonna put some butts in seats because it's Blake Griffin, bro. I say it all the time on my channel, bro. Screw the fans. Get the shit right. The fans will bring their two-faced asses back as soon as you start winning. Get the ship corrected, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? You seeing the same example with the Lions right now. Even though their fan base never totally left them, but still everybody loves them right now because they're winning.
It's going to come back. Screw the fans, man. Let them whine and cry. I don't care about that. Fix the team.
Thank you.
Fix the team, Troy. You know what I'm saying? They can suffer a little bit longer. I tell them all the time, go find something to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? While we going through it, go find something to do, bro. Because at this point, I just want to see a good team.
And and when you, especially when you have a loyal fan base, 5 bad seasons gets erased by 1 amazing season.
Yep.
If you have a championship run 1 season, it was worth it. It was worth it because how many teams win the championship? Just 1. And how often do they win? So like you said though, it's the loyalty piece, man. Like when the team is good, we're gonna be right there. We'll be right there. And even when they're not, look at us now. We are here right now.
Pistons history.
Yeah.
Fan base wasn't into it. Pistons teams was going nowhere. And we made 1 trade. We traded for Rasheed Wallace. And everything changed. Everything changed. We are a couple of good trades away from everything flipping. But I want it to be the right trade. The right trade. He is not the right trade. I want it to be the right trade. Someone who comes here and actually fits with what you're building. Because I know a lot of fans that's cloudy right now. They're trying to figure out what are we really doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make the right trade. Bring the guy in here that's going to help take this team to where it needs to be. In the meantime, we're developing our youth, our young guys. You know, we got a number 1 pick, 2 number 5 picks. We got some developing to do. And right now we're doing that. But then that's where you make the trade when it's time. You make those trades, boom, bam. Now you're in contention. Right. That's how you get there. As ugly as it may be, we had a season that got derailed when we went for Wemby. Fine. You know, when K got injured, fine. But right now, I need them to play. That's why I haven't said nothing all season. I ain't seen me come on here ranting, talking about the record. Not 1 video. Not 1. Have you seen me on here ranting, talking about, oh, they're 5 in this or this, that, and the third? The reason why is because I don't care right now. You weren't going to win a championship this season.
Right.
Let the young dogs play. I have not seen these guys play together since you've acquired all of these guys. I have not seen them play consistently together at all. So all the record and stuff and all of this, we're this record. Yeah. All of that's nothing to me. Let them play. I want to see the players' development before my eyes, Jaden Ivey. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. And then when it's that time, you make those moves. Yeah. You got money. You're just sitting on money.
Right. Exactly. The private eye said we were already this is true, but the following season. So let's go back in history. We got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes. How many games did we win?
0. Nobody cared.
Our starting 5 was our starting 4 or 5, how you want to look at it with Ben, was Okur. Right. Yeah. I remember that game when they threw the alley-oop in and he missed it. Right. That whole thing. We saw that. We weren't there yet. So we got to the conference finals, but there was no end in sight as far as us getting over that hump. Absolutely not. Because who was our backup big? You see what I'm saying? We had Okur became the backup big once we got Rasheed. But before we got Rasheed, who was our backup big? Cliff Robinson? Rest in peace to Cliff. But that wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough.
Nobody cared for that Rasheed trade. Nobody took us serious at the same time.
Right.
We were getting no better at all. That was our peak. We became the Toronto Raptors at that point.
Right.
Nobody cared. He took us over the top.
Yeah. And that's why I talked about this last stream. People were asking about Pascal Siakam. It may be the right player, wrong time. Right player, wrong time. If I said this last stream, if you get him now, if you were to get him, if we were a second round exit or conference finals team now, and then you want to get a Siakam, that's a Rasheed Wallace type of trade. Getting him now makes it a Blake Griffin type of trade. Is not moving the needle. You know what I'm saying? So it's timing. It's all about timing. And this is not the time, especially Gallup Levine. Who is he going to play over? Are you sitting Ivy the way he's playing right now? I'm not. I'm not sitting him right now. So I feel like it has to be the right trade. I wouldn't be upset if for the rest of this season we didn't make any major moves. Because like King said, we haven't seen all these guys together for more than 5 games. I haven't seen, and I know it's not great spacing, but they need to learn how to play together. I haven't seen Cade with Ivy, with Asar, with Stu, with JD. We haven't seen that but a couple games at all. We haven't really seen it. So bringing in somebody else, it's disabling you from really seeing what you have. If you bring in a star or fringe star player, you're pretty much disabling yourself from ever seeing the young guys playing together. You'll never know what you have. So it sucks this season that it is what it is, the way that we're playing terrible. But this is the only way for us to know who we have on this team. There is no other way to do it. Like, we just have to wait and see. It's the only way. Like, I like seeing them now in pressure situations. I like seeing them lose these games, and I want to see if they're gonna at some point start to win these games. They're gonna show you who they are, and then at that point you can say, okay, now I know what I have. Now let's make a move. This guy may not be it. Let's make a move and see and bring somebody in who is. The only way to know that is to play the young guys the rest of the season. Period. It's the only way.
You bring in certain guys, you slow the progress of some of your guys on your team. I don't think people understand that. You get certain guys, they're going to have to play. You're going to slow the progress of certain guys on your team, or that's going to result in guys not being valued. And then when they move to a different team, that's where you see the typical Pistons type of thing where they come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I would rather play these young guys we got, period. Let them get as many minutes as they can get.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Peppered in with a couple of veterans, fine. But let them play. Let them play, bro. Yeah. And that's just what it is, man. So you are seeing improvement from guys out there. You are.
Yep.
So obviously something's working right now.
Yes.
You know, we're not getting beat by 20 and 30 every game like we was.
100%.
Something's working. They just have to learn how to close out games. Yeah, we don't have a defensive built team. Let's just call it what it is. We don't. But in those close games, if you can learn how to muster those games and come up with a way to finish out them games, then hey, and I think, like I said before, I think the second half of the season is where that's going to happen because the schedule is not as brutal as it's been the first half of the season.
Right.
So, like I said, I think that's where that's going to happen. And just like you said, I don't have no concerns about breaking the record for losses. I think we're going to be just fine. In the second half of the season, we're going to see even more development. Yep.
100%. Somebody said, I don't care who's injured. Stop playing James Wiseman. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what? I was surprised to see. Well, you know what? I wasn't surprised to see him only because of why. Because JD got in foul trouble early. That's the only reason he was in the game. I was surprised we didn't see more Muscala. He was active today. We just brought him in. I don't think we saw much of him today. But yeah, James Wiseman, I think the ship has kind of sailed on him. I don't think we're going to see much more of him other than these type of situations when we need a big guy to throw in there because we got our big guys in foul trouble. I don't think we'll see him anymore for any other reason than just that, you know? So yeah, it was tough to watch as far as that, but Organic, I'm with you on this one. Like, and this is why we were all so confused about him not playing. He's just getting the opportunity, you know, and he's like Organic, he's making strides, man. He's making strides. He's making real strides that you can see game over game. So we just got to continue to just stay the course. You just got to continue to stay the course and don't let the record push you to making stupid decisions. Don't look at the record 642 and think, we got to do something. No. The time to do that was way before now.
Right.
It was way before now. 25 games ago, you should have did something. So at this point, we got to let this play out.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right, so since Ivy, who's a guy that you would consider making a trade for?
Who's the guy that I would consider like making a trade for? or who would I trade away?
Who would you make? Hey, man, hold on, wait. I got to address something. First of all, shout out to my bro, man. My bro, Wine, man. Listen, bro, you know damn well I didn't want him in the first place. Listen, man, Monty, and if that's who you're talking about, Monty wasn't my choice. My choice was Kevin Ollie. I almost got crucified.
That was both our choice. Yeah,
I got crucified for that. You know, I want no Kevin Ollie. Kevin Ollie. When he became available and the Pistons moved on it quickly, then you know the city damn near threw a parade.
Yep.
They damn near threw a parade. And the reason why I wasn't the guy who wanted him over Kevin Ollie is simply because you have to hit reset and come to this type of team when you have devastation in your family, when you get fired from a team that you took time to build, when you wanted to take a break away from basketball, you have to come here and deal with a team that's bare bones with a bunch of kids and start all over again. I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see a young coach with some fire who wants to establish himself, who's going to have that juice come in here. And that's what I thought we was going to get from Kevin Ollie, a guy who played in this league, who played a Pistons-style basketball, who developed the Asar that we in this comment section talking about now. If you go back and watch any clips or documentary or anything with Asar, you seen Kevin Ollie sitting there training him. He's the one who brought that out of them boys.
Yep. Yeah, so Kevin Ollie is the. Go ahead.
No, he to me he was just the guy we needed at the time. At this time, he was the guy we needed at this time.
Yeah, I don't see Monty Williams as a developmental coach. I just don't. I think he needs veterans. You look at the team that went to the finals. Look at his point guard. You know, he needs guys who understand a certain level of things, a certain level of basketball. Right. That's what I think he's best at. And as far as there was another comment in here I wanted to hit on too about Kevin Ollie. What do we know about him? Yeah, like I watched Kevin Ollie play. We watched Kevin Ollie when he played for the Philadelphia 76ers. Mm-hmm. When he was with Allen Iverson going to the NBA Finals against the LA Lakers, playing defense. He was a defensive guy. The same way he is now as a coach, he was as a player.
I don't know how old Organic Lindo, but I turned 38 on the 7th of this month. So I've seen him play. I've seen Kevin Ollie play.
Yeah.
Also at the same time, you just know what type of attitude that he has, man. He's passionate about everything he does.
Gritty. He gritty too, bro.
Yeah,
he's gritty, man. Yeah, he get it out the mud. He's tough. He brings that tough mindset that I think we really could have used, you know. So yeah, it's tough, man. But I definitely like him because, like I said again, who he is as a coach is who he was as a player. Like he has no shame in that. He wasn't a star. Mm-hmm. He wasn't a star. He was a rotation guy. Didn't stand out. Didn't give you a bunch of points, but he was a bulldog on defense.
And he was
a leader. Yeah.
And he was Troy Weaver's guy. And I can look at you guys and say that confidently. He was Troy Weaver's guy. Right.
And he won with UConn. I remember he beat Michigan State. Tom Izzo's Michigan State in that run en route to winning that championship, that college championship. So he knows how to coach. And he knows how to coach young guys. Like you mentioned, he knows how to coach young guys. He's won on the collegiate level coaching young guys. And we have nothing but young guys. It was a perfect fit. As far as I'm concerned, it was gift wrap right there for you. So, you know.
You got an owner that's like Jerry Jones.
Man, don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started on that, man. Yeah, like we talked about it last time. Anytime you have an owner who is handicapping you from doing the job that he hired you to do, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
A lot of the decisions, and I'm talking coach hire and trade. A lot of the decisions that Troy Weaver is taking flack for was not even Troy Weaver.
Wasn't even him.
And I can tell y'all that confidently. I'll just say that.
And we'll leave it at that. The source does not trust me, bro. We'll just say that.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. One more thing I wanted to hit too, bro. On a little sadder note, um, Detroit Pistons, man, we lost the legend today, man. We lost, and not even just on the basketball side, but on the community side. You know, just as far as being an ambassador, we lost Earl Kierton today, man.
Earl of
Rest in
Twirl.
peace, Earl. Yeah, man, Earl the Twirl. We lost him today. The team announced it today during the game, which was surprising. It caught everybody off guard. I don't know what the cause was, the cause of death was at this point. I know he was on the radio this past Friday. He was working just this past Friday. And so I don't know what happened. I'm not really sure, but either way, it's a huge loss. I got a chance to know him a little bit, not intimately or anything, but I knew him, fairly well just from meeting him, and he was always just a pleasure to be around, man. And I know people always say that when someone passes and things like this. Ain't that this was a good human being, man. Always looked out for other people. Always put himself second or third or fourth. Whenever I see him, he'd ask me, "Hey, how can I help you, man? I love you. I heard your song again tonight." All those kind of things. But he was just a light, man. He was just a light, and he's really gonna be missed, man. I miss him already, and I really hope while he was here that people really got a chance to really appreciate him and what he did, because he did so many things behind the scenes. He did so many things, diving back into the community that just go unnoticed. He didn't do it for the cameras. He didn't. He wasn't about that. He was just somebody who wanted to help his city and pour back into the city. So losing him,
Also,
it was a blow, man. Yeah.
Also, even though it's not Pistons related, rest in paradise, Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers, man. Apollo Creed, Action Jackson, whatever character you love,
bro,
away as well.
Oh, you see Happy Gilmore. I'm gonna do a bootleg tribute to him, because I never knew he could sing until I saw Happy Gilmore.
Man, 50
that boy
years
said
talent from that man.
He was playing the piano. He said, "We've only just begun to live while lacing promises. A kiss for luck and we're on our way." Like I was like, who is this? Apollo can sing?
Do it all, man. Can do it all.
He could do it all. He could do it all, man. He was on Saturday Night Live back in the 80s, man. He was funny. He was a tank. He was a football player. He played football. I think he played linebacker, middle linebacker, I believe, and he was in high school, college. The dude did everything, man. He did absolutely everything. So losing him, and he was another one that was tragic. I'm not sure if you guys watched Mandalorian or not. For those who do, he was a key cog on that show. He was just in the last season. So losing him that really hurt me, man. Like, one thing I would always, as a kid, to kind of make myself feel better after watching Rocky IV, was that it's not real. It's just make believe. I did want to sing, man. I did want to sing. I wanted to sing a little bit, man. Like, he had me singing, bro. Go follow my YouTube channel. Shameless. Go follow my YouTube channel and listen to my Pistons music, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, like that was tragic, man. But like as a kid, I would always make myself feel better by saying, after he got killed by Drago, I would always say, okay, it's not real. He's alive. He's alive somewhere. But now it's like, he's not. Apollo ain't even. Man, it's just tough, man. It's tough. He's a national treasure, man. So shout out to him. Anything you want to add on that? Let me ask you this. Side note: what's your favorite Rocky movie? Do you have one?
My favorite.
What's your favorite Rocky movie, Chat?
My favorite one is that one with Ivan Drago.
Yeah, me too.
It really is between that one and the one with Mr. T. Mr. T was the funniest one. He had me dying the whole movie, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my favorite one, man.
There is no tomorrow. Yeah.
Let me show you what a real man is like.
Come over to my apartment and I'll show you what a real. Hey woman. Hey boy. Oh man. I got so many one-liners for that movie, bro. For those movies, man. But yeah, man. But yeah, long story short, shout out to the great, man. Shout out to the great Carl Weathers, Mr. Happy Gilmore with the messed up fingers.
Classic.
It's a good guy, man. Good guy. Anything else you want to hit on tonight before we got up out of here, bro?
Man, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Like I said, we just got to stay the pace, man. Got to stay the pace. Got to learn how to close out games. Better effort in that fourth quarter. And for the veterans, man, I need y'all to start veteran and
Right.
veteran in
Right.
Stop, just being shooters. I need y'all to show these guys something, bro. I just want to say, because a lot of people like when it comes to us bringing Monty back from injury. I think the Pistons fans kind of expected him to be more than what he actually is. Right. Monty is the game manager. He's not going to score you a bunch of points. He averaged 10 points before he came here. He's not going to score you a bunch of points, but he can knock down some shots. He's going to control the floor and things like that. So eventually, hopefully, he can get himself into a rhythm where he can become a guy in the fourth quarter that can handle the basketball when we struggle. So hopefully we can at least get that. Or if we do go ahead and make a trade, which is definitely looking imminent right now, hopefully we can, bring a player back, a veteran player back, instead of, just going to trade for some compensation or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, man. But yeah, this season is probably one of the toughest seasons I've experienced in my history as a Pistons fan. I think you would probably relate to that as well. And we deserve better as Pistons fans, man. We deserve better, and hopefully we'll be able to get something in the next year or two that will kind of remind us of why we were Pistons fans to begin with.
I just want it to be better than that season behind me. We had that man here. We didn't take advantage of the time while he's here. I hope, when it comes to guys like Cade, that we can change that script. We got Cade, we got Ivey here. I want to change that script. I want these guys to be successful on this team and not nowhere else.
Right. And honestly, I'm going to say this again, too. I know we talked about this before when it comes to Cade, and not really anybody who's not from here. But since, Cade is our cornerstone guy as of right now, we got to talk about it, right? Like, I hope that it doesn't get to a point where he feels like he doesn't want to be here anymore because he doesn't think that this team can ever win. Because unless you're from here, I love my city. You love your city. You embody your city everywhere you go, and so do I. But unless you're from here, you're not just going to have this deep love for Detroit or a deep bias for Detroit. You're just not. You wouldn't for any city that you don't live in. So Cade is from Texas. We know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Houston drafted second. You never know what's going on in somebody's mind, man. And honestly, you can't blame somebody for wanting to win when they're not. So I just hope the Pistons. I understand people say, Cade's body language is bad and this, this and that. I understand that, and that is something that I think should be improved for sure. As a leader, you have to have, and he has for the most part, telling everybody, don't jump off the boat and things of that nature. But you can't expect the guy to just rot his whole career, just let it rot away. Something he's worked his whole life for.
Right.
His whole life for. He's worked for this moment. So there's a window, like everything else. You can't expect him to just hang around and wait for the rebuild to finish or the restoration to finish 5 years from now. We need to get guys on this team that can help the other guys on this team. And we haven't done that. So we need to be careful. The Pistons need to be careful because they could be in a position, and I know it's not what everybody wants to hear, but they could be in a position where they lose him if they don't turn this thing around.
Got to.
I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to, because it's the truth, man. We don't want to hear it or say it. It is what it is.
Look, you got players running into injuries not to come here. That should tell you the state of your city. Even though I've been screaming it in y'all ears for over 10 years now, nobody wants to play here.
Right.
Bro, when you go and draft and you get the luck that we've had, you have to put some winning around these guys or you're going to lose them. And the same old curse is going to keep happening where players leave here and springboard.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. Let me ask you one more thing too. I know I'm thinking of things as you're saying things.
I see it.
Between Cade and Ivey, because everybody keeps saying Cade is not a point guard, Cade is not a point guard, Cade is not a point guard. in your opinion, what is the best way to utilize them? I mentioned in the last video that the Pistons have always been successful. Not always, but when you think about the bad boys, they've always had multiple ball handlers who can orchestrate the offense. They didn't with the going to work team because that was primarily Chauncey. But I'd like to see. I think this is the first time we've had two guys of this caliber in the backcourt since then, as far as being able to orchestrate an offense. Since the bad boys, this is the best that we've had in terms of that. We've never had two guys that could do that or had the potential to be able to do that. Everybody know Rip Hamilton, as good of a shooter he is, he's not orchestrating the offense. He doesn't have the ability. It's not his game. But you have an Ivey and you have a Cade who can both do that in their own way. So from your perspective, not a right or wrong answer, but just from your perspective, like 40-60, 30-70, 50-50, how do you see, like, who do you want to see the ball's hands in? Who do you think should be orchestrating the offense? Who should play off ball? Should it be a mix? Like, what you thinking as far as that?
Neither. I don't want to see the ball in neither one of their hands predominantly. I want to see it in their hands to make plays occasionally. Like, for instance, what you're seeing with Ivey. You know what I'm saying? Make some sound decisions. Hey, you got it going right now. That's fine. In order for Monty Williams' system to work, his actual real system, which we have not seen successfully, he has to have a natural point guard.
Right.
I need a natural point guard with the basketball who can also give you some scoring. I need a floor general. And I don't, when it comes to those two guys, I don't see floor general. I see someone who can handle the basketball occasionally.
Yeah.
You know, let's just be honest. We love Cade, but he's not a pure ball handler, point guard type of guy. Right. We've seen 6 and 7 turnovers games. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we tried to say it was spacing. When we got to spacing, it still was happening. So that's just what it is. And that's strictly out of love. We need a point guard. We need a point guard, a real point guard, bro. And the problem is, where we going to get that from? You know what I'm saying? Unless one of these guys can develop and get better to where you can trust them to be that guy. Because when you mention those two teams, the bad boys had a natural point guard that could score. His name was Zeke. Exactly. The Going to Work Pistons had you can't get more floor general than Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups will have 5 points some nights, and the Pistons will whoop people's ass.
Yeah, because he got 15 assists.
Yes. You see what I'm saying? So I need that, bro. I need that. You remember when we had that short blip of a Pistons team that we thought something of when we had Brandon Jennings and Drummond and those guys? Some night Brandon Jennings will give you 30, but then some night he'll give you 21 assists.
Right. Yeah, bro.
Orchestrating the offense. Right. We don't have that, bro.
That's a great point.
You know, when it comes to those two, me personally, I would love to play Cade at either the 2 or the 3.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I would love him to. So that's where you can hand him the ball. For instance, I mentioned it earlier, not comparing him to LeBron, but LeBron. LeBron is a guy who can handle the basketball, distribute the basketball, but at the same time, he's the threat. He's the biggest threat on the court.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't mind that. Ivey definitely coming along as a guy who can create shots for players.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, you can play them two guys at either position, but if they continue to, I'm not gonna say struggle because Ivey's not necessarily struggling where he's at, but if you're gonna continue to get struggling out of Cade as far as keeping the ball and taking care of the basketball, I feel like you almost have to move him to a better position where you say, Cade, just go be yourself, go kill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody on this court can check you. Go kill. Right. You know, and we're gonna have somebody to actually run the offense to get the plays set and everything else. That's probably part of the reason why you said what you said with Monty and why it lasted longer than it should have when you had Killian. Because he wanted somebody who can handle the basketball and set the plays. Shit, out of those 6 games that we won, number 7 was playing. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
It's just that's a fact. And whether it's 2 points, 10 points, whatever the hell it was, one or less turnover, assists, rebounding, orchestration. That's what you need at the point guard position. So if you can find somebody who can do that and score, man, you're in the ballpark.
Right.
In the ballpark.
Right. Somebody mentioned, no, that's a good take. That's a good take. And I'm with that. I also don't want Cade full-time heliocentric ball in his hands every single play. You know, because he can provide so much more than that. If you do that, who's going to give him the ball in the post? Take advantage of his matchup. Something that we talked about last stream that he learned from Big Bro on how to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different ways. Somebody mentioned play him like Grant Hill. That's what I would like to see more of that. Grant Hill was a small forward who could play point guard, which is what? A point forward.
Perfect. Exactly.
That's what I would.
Perfect in that. Perfect. That's exactly where I was going.
Yep. That's the move. That's the move. Because putting this pressure on him, like Grant Hill was different, bro. Like the way he was able to. That team was probably equally as bad as this one, maybe when he was playing in those teal years. He had the ability to play the point, but also get his own whenever he wanted. He was also uber athletic too. It was a different time, you know. But yeah, I think kind of like playing Cade in spurts like that, where he has points in the game where he can do that, but not where he's required to do that in this 8 eyes of teammates looking at him, waiting for him like this in the waiting for a pass or no, that's not how you utilize him. Most of his turnovers happen when he's at the top of the key. We talked about this last stream. Top of the key, trying to orchestrate. No, man, get him in some other actions. Let him do other things.
Yes.
Other than just it's not the way to play him.
Stop putting him in the box. Stop putting him in the box.
Yeah, stop putting him in the box, man. Stop it. Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. I don't think this is fair, K-Drum. I don't think it's fair to say K doesn't play. Come on, man. Come on, bro. He may not be playing up to the level of Grant Hill right now, but is that a crime? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's fair to say he's not playing with effort. He played with actually today defensively. He played with effort. Were y'all watching defensively? Probably he made some plays offensively that I think people probably saw and said, "Oh, he's not playing with effort." Like he missed the 2 free throws late in the game. You can't do that, Kate. Can't do that, bro. You can't miss one in the clutch like that, but 2, you really can't. You can't do that. You turn the ball over before that. Can't do that. So he's not perfect. He made mistakes today, but defensively and even from an effort standpoint, I don't think it was the effort. It's his turnovers and it's his focus.
Newsflash, Pistons fans. This is the man's second season. Second.
Yeah. Right. Not
technically, to me, every time I throw up hand gestures, these balloons and stuff happen. What happened, bro?
You turned 38 and didn't tell me?
Yeah, every time I do that, it happens. But this is his second year. He missed the entire season. Period. You know what I'm saying? Let him, bro. Like, can we back up a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Effort. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? The turnovers is one thing, but effort. Like, come on, bro. This man,
I think that's a little unfair. Yeah.
Give effort. Like, come on. Especially when we was at the lowest point of the season where he was one of the only players giving you effort. How about that?
You know what? We talked about that. We talked about this, bro. This is what we said before. This season, his career highs, I think he had 2 or 3 new career highs this year off of last year. Those games are going to get lost because they're going to be attached to what? Oh, yeah, you got your career high when you guys were on that 27, 28 game losing streak.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be remembered, not the performances inside those games that he lost.
Right.
That's why you don't remember him. If they would have won some of those games where he went crazy, a lot of people will be saying a lot of stuff they're saying because it will be remembered differently. That's the difference. When you lose, nobody cares about your stats. Nobody cares about your effort when you lose. Especially, it's easy to say, well, he didn't play with effort because they lost 28 straight games. You need everybody to play with effort, and everybody was not playing with effort. So I'm not saying that he's absolved of criticism or anything like that, but come on, man. Come on, bro. I think that's a little unfair.
I keep receipts, bro. Just remember that.
Wait, you said Cade is not a dog? Is that what he said?
Let him be. I keep receipts.
Bro, what? All right, man.
I
Bro, y'all
keep
tripping.
receipt.
Y'all tripping, bro.
I know some of y'all might not be following me on Twitter. I am
Y'all
King
tripping.
Petty. King
Oh,
Petty.
yeah.
I am King Petty. I dig
Hey,
up
nah,
stuff from 5 years ago.
everything petty. That's your new name. Everything petty. That's your new name.
Yes,
That's what
every
you're going. Oh man, no, I don't think that's fair to say, man. I mean, I think I don't know, bro. I definitely don't think that's fair to say about Cade, man. He, okay, I'm like I don't even know where to go. I'm about to have an aneurysm trying to process what just happened. I don't know what's going. But it's cool. It's cool.
This man averaging the same numbers as the man that you just saw on the other team tonight. That's an all-star, but he ain't
Right,
giving you effort.
Paolo. Right, but you know what? But you know what the difference is, right? Between Cade and Paolo, as far as why is one the All Star and why one isn't?
Winning.
Thank you, thank you.
Winning.
Like I'm saying, every winning fixes everything. Winning fixes everything. This season, let's just go through his stats. Thank you, Stat Moves. Cade this season is averaging 22 points per game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, half a block on 45% shooting, 2-point, 35% 3-point in 35 minutes a game. I mean,
Bro.
what you want, man? I don't understand.
Here's my thing with this though. You can't put it on him. The whole team needs consistency, bro.
Yeah, it's not just
the entire team needs consistency.
Yeah.
It's not just him out there versus the other 5 guys, bro.
Sometimes it is.
Yes, sometimes it's been that, especially the middle part of this start that we've had. Yes,
yeah.
When nobody else was doing totally nothing, and
Right.
he was literally giving you every single ounce of him, to the fact to where he ended up getting injured and have to sit out some games.
Thank you. He was on his Joel Embiid.
Y'all forgot about that.
Playing games he wasn't supposed to play.
Y'all got to stop living in the now. Stop living in the right now, bro.
Yep. So yeah, I can't rock with that at all. Effort. Let me see. Did he finish games better than his rookie year? Yes or no? What does that even mean? What do you mean? Did he finish games better? What do you mean? I'm not understanding what you're saying. Look, did we have a great record that year? What was our record? 1765? Oh, okay. I'm just saying, bro. Like, what do you mean by finishing games? What does that even mean? Finish does that mean the team won? Or does that mean he played well?
Here we go. K's not impacting winning. Paolo's in a better situation than K.
That's where we at. That's where we at, y'all.
Put Cade on Orlando.
Thank you. Yeah, put Cade on Orlando.
He's in a better situation.
Man, put Cade anywhere else at this point. All the other teams at the bottom, like put him on San Antonio. Put him anywhere else.
Orlando has a system. They have an identity. They have some actual guys over there that you can call veterans that actually contribute. You just seen one beat the living shit out of you tonight. Earlier today. He's in a better situation, bro.
That's
y'all
crazy,
got, bro. This is wild.
This is wild, man.
Now since is so I got to switch to Cade now. This is what I got to do. I got to be a warrior for Cade now against these people because I've been seeing this on Twitter too. You know what I'm saying? I got to be a warrior for Cade now. So I mean, Killian's finna move on. Now it's Cade. Now I guess
we got to do it for Cade now.
We got to do it for Cade now.
That's crazy. He's not, bro. Okay. All right, man. All right. So what is you guys? What is the answer? What are y'all saying? Trade Cade? Is that what y'all saying? I don't
see that on Twitter. I swear to God, I start punching air.
Man, I'm yeah.
If y'all some of those crowds, don't ever come up to me in public. Don't even say what up to me, bro. I'm telling you right now, I'm a doctor.
I ain't gonna say that. King gonna be me. I
still bro. I hate that, dog. Don't do that. No. Like we can't talk. We can't level. I'll say that. We can't level.
Yeah, I think
that's just pure nonsense.
That is, man. That's Are we watching the same game? Are we watching the same games? I don't. What do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? Like, what more? Have you like just watching the games this season, guys? You guys really think Cade is the reason that we're not winning these games?
Trade Cade for Mitchell. Where's Mitchell going?
Why would you have Mitchell when you already have a potential Mitchell?
Even if you traded for Mitchell, where's Mitchell? I mean, you bringing up Mitchell. Where's Mitchell going over there in Cleveland? Where is they going? You think they actually going to contend? Where are they going?
No, they're not contending. Nah.
Another team like the Bulls that's just going to be stuck in the same spot.
Yep.
They're not finna get no better or nothing. They're just stuck.
Yeah.
If y'all want to watch players just to be excited and because they dunk nice and they look nice and they put up 40, play 2K.
Yeah.
It's an option.
Right. Yeah. K is not the problem, guys. Like, there's not really we can say right now to change anybody's mind. I just hope they put a competent team together. Because then we'll really be able to see Cade Cunningham. We'll really be able to see him. It's not even fair to judge him right now based on this team. It's not even fair. Bro. Look at Wembanyama. Wait a minute. Hold on. What is San Antonio's record? They what? 2 or 3 games better than we are? And guess what they got over there? So what about Wembanyama? He's not impacting winning. What's he doing in 4 quarters? What's he doing in 4 quarters? So if the number one pick, the guy is 7'6", 7'5", right? Generational player, he can't affect winning with the best coach in the history of the NBA. Mad that Cade ain't doing it?
Let me say this. I'm going to say this.
That's all I'm saying. I don't understand.
Let me say this to my man Corday, because I said the same thing on Twitter, and people seem to act slow like they couldn't understand it on Twitter. When I said the league was top heavy, they was like, look at the record. Look at this team. This team is up here. This team is up there. When it comes to the playoffs, there's a handful of games. Teams. There's not even a handful, really. There's like 3 to 4 teams that's actually serious contenders, real contenders. You have a lot of Raptors looking ass teams out here that you know damn well they ain't going nowhere. The Cavs ain't going nowhere. The Pacers ain't going nowhere. The Boston Celtics ain't going nowhere. No.
On paper, they are.
There's the Bucks. There's Denver. There's the Clippers now. There's
a bunch of teams trying to be
teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes, we know what it's going to be like at that stage. On the big stage, we know what teams are really here.
Right.
Records, regular season warriors, they always existed.
Right.
And they're going to continue to exist. But you have a whole lot of them. The Bucks cannot, and the Cavs cannot beat the Bucks. Oh my God.
Wait, who said that? Who said the Cavs can beat the Bucks? Who said that? I'm gonna have to bring him on. I'm gonna have to bring him on here. There's somebody. Y'all think the Cavs can beat the Bucks? The Cavs couldn't even beat the Knicks last year. You think they couldn't beat Jalen Brunson? You think they're gonna beat Giannis? And not even. You think they're gonna beat Lillard?
Dang.
Y'all gotta stop, bro. Y'all gotta stop.
It's late. What time is it?
Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, bro. It's past my bedtime the way y'all talking.
My time.
It's past my bedtime the way y'all talking, bro. I'm too over this. I'm too over this. I'm too over this, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. There's no. Oh my God. I'm gonna pray for y'all.
This man.
I'm gonna pray for y'all. I'm gonna pray for y'all. There's no way. I will bet out, man. I ain't gonna. He over there. King, come back, man. Come back, bro. Come back, man.
What are you talking about, man?
Y'all got King playing Fight Night over there. Y'all talking so crazy, man. Woo! That's tough. Somebody just said, who? No. I need to know who said that, bro. Who said? Show yourself. Who said?
It was Corday said that. I'm surprised, man, because I expect more from you. They beat them twice this year. It's the regular season.
It's the regular season. That means absolutely nothing. You don't prepare for teams in the regular season the way you do for them in the
How many
playoffs.
times we seen past Pistons teams beat Golden State? You think that meant something? No, we the damn playoffs. What the hell are you talking about, man?
Exactly, bro. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way Cleveland is ever beating the Bucks. Not the way they constructed right now. They're making a trade that we didn't know about. Because they're not beating them, bro. They're not beating them. Darius Garland, man. You talking about Darius Garland? Wait. You talking about Darius Garland and Mobley, but like the Bucks don't have D. Lillard and Giannis? What is going on? What is going on? I'm not even trying to like laugh at him. I'm not, bro. I'm just saying, come on, man. Come on. No, we're not saying that.
You're not serious, bro.
We're not saying that, but you're saying they're beating the Bucks. That's the difference.
You're not serious, bro.
Listen, we can both say they're not bad, but we're not both gonna say they beating the Bucks. That's a major difference. That's a major difference. That's a huge leap, bro. That's a huge leap. Woo!
It's the Bucks in the East and nobody else, bro.
Yeah,
flat out.
Especially with the Sixers going, with the Sixers losing to Embiid.
Yep, Embiid. It's a wrap now.
Yeah. The Bucks have been there before. Thank you, Posky. That's the thing. They've been there before. When's the last time Cleveland went to the finals? When Brown was here.
Why shouldn't you be comparing them to the Bucks? Man, the fucking Cavs can't even beat the Celtics.
Right. No, they're not beating the Celtics.
Yeah, right.
They until Embiid got hurt, they weren't beating the Sixers.
Right.
What are we doing? What are we doing, man?
Boston have been favorites in the East for how many seasons? And they've been unsuccessful. They have two players over there to the liking of Paul George in the playoffs. Those dudes go bye-bye in the play. They're still playing regular season basketball, what you're talking about, in the playoffs. And it's not working.
Right.
They should have been re-scrapped that team over there.
Yeah.
Because they're stuck too. They've plateaued.
Right. They've just plateaued at a higher level so they can get away with it. That's the difference.
No one took them serious in the finals that year. They knew in the finals that they was going to get washed.
Nah, they weren't even. No. You know what's crazy? They had a better team than Golden State. But Golden State knew how to win. Like if Boston got back last year, if they get there this year and they win, I'll shut up. But guess what? I'm not gonna shut up because they're not getting there. And I'm telling you, man, I've been watching this team since they got there. They've been together 5-6 years. I like Jason Tatum as a player. I don't know if he'll ever win a championship as a one. Talent-wise, he has it. But this, I don't care how much you talk about Kobe and Mamba mentality and wearing his purple and gold, all that stuff.
Who was the coach of the Celtics when the Celtics won with Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen?
Doc Rivers.
I was just checking because he said that Doc Rivers ain't won shit. That's why I asked.
He won. Yeah, he won. He won in 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Some teams you don't really even need coaching to win. I'm pretty sure that guys like Damian Lillard them can govern themselves in the playoffs. They don't need Doc Rivers.
Some teams don't need a championship coach to win, especially when that team has already won a championship. You know what I'm saying?
Ex LeBron.
They already won.
Ex LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. LeBron get to the finals with David Black.
We're going to stop sitting here acting like coaches actually play that much of a part with all teams. Some teams, yeah.
Some teams
you ain't doing it without Chuck Daly. The Pistons, you ain't doing it without good Lord. Larry Brown. Yeah. But when you have a certain caliber of players, I think they can take care of themselves.
Especially when they've already won. That's all I'm saying, bro. They've been to the mountaintop. They don't need a coach to show them how to get to the mountaintop. They've already done it. They just needed somebody who was going to reinforce their identity, which is defense.
The Heat are just like Boston to me, Corday. They are just like Boston. They're a team in the playoffs. They play tough. But when it gets to the top of the totem pole, that's where the drop-off happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've liked the Heat over the years, but I've never seen them going to the finals and winning.
Right.
I've never seen that from them. Besides the bubble situations and things.
Speaking of that, I wanted to go to this. We talked. You just mentioned the bubble, right?
Yeah.
Frank Vogel. What had he won before he got there? What had Frank Vogel won before he went to LA, the LeBron James led Lakers, and won a championship? He hadn't won anything. He had a pretty good team in Indiana who couldn't go anywhere because of that man LeBron James again. He went to the Orlando Magic, did absolutely nothing with the Orlando Magic, and then gets a gig with the Lakers after they couldn't get Tyronn Lue.
Hey, one of the greatest arguments I always have, and good Lord, I'm about to say this. I always overblow Phil Jackson.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you had two of the greatest players of all time on your team.
Yeah.
Well, no, I take that back. 3, because you had Shaq too, most dominant player of all time. You had the Lakers. Yeah. You had a Michael Jordan team.
Right.
I give him credit because he was the coach. But you're talking about players who literally were coaches on the floor, just like LeBron is.
Right.
They're coaches on the floor. You think they're really over there listening to them X and O's? Right. That's where all them slogans come from. Give me the ball, get the fuck out the way. That's where that
way, yeah. That's the Kobe.
That ain't a joke.
Get the ball, get out the way. That's real. Yeah. I mean, you look at every team that Phil Jackson, every championship that he won. It was he had Michael, he had Scottie, obviously. But even those teams that he was playing against, the Lakers, Kareem wasn't there. He had Vlade. Worthy was old. Magic was old. I think Worthy might have been gone by that time. You know what I'm saying? Look at the next year. Portland, they had gotten popped by the Pistons. They had never won anything. Next year, Phoenix, all they had was Charles Barkley. They hadn't won anything. Go ahead again. Seattle Supersonics, they hadn't won anything. Go to Utah, they hadn't won anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You got to look at the whole picture. Oh, my God. Why you do this to me, King? Why you do this like that?
You ain't never going to get off of here, bro.
I know. Let's make this the last thing, if we can.
Yeah.
Woo. So let's go back into time. What was that, June?
June at Soaring Eagle Casino.
That was a great time, by the way. Shout out to King. That was a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a blast. Looking forward to next year. But anyway, King and I, we were both high on this dude back in like February of last year. And we were like, bro, who's your guy? And I would always say, bro, I like the twins. I like the twins. But I like Cam, man. I like Cam. And you was like, yeah, I like Cam too. Why he's doing things that hasn't been done since Kobe Bryant, bro.
Y'all, especially you, Truth. Y'all should know who my last 2 guys were in these last 2 drafts. There was Keegan Murray and there was Cam.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Here we go with the Keegan talk.
Both of them. And see, there I go through the peace sign up.
That's a sign to not talk about Keegan Murray. Go ahead.
My birthday yet, man. So, bro, Cam Whitmore was my bona fide selection. And when we had the option to get him and we passed him, I'm not gonna lie, it took a little bit of the life out of me.
Because, bro, because after every pick, it was just like he's still there.
Yes.
He's still there. And then we heard the Pistons traded back into the draft, back up into the first round. I love Sasser. This is not a Sasser tape.
Damn, but Cam, man.
But if you got Cam there, bro, and then when Houston got him along with Amin, I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, y'all.
Twice.
They passed him twice. That hurt me, man. I'm with Drum. I'm good. I'm good with these 2 too. I'm not upset with these 2. But what was one of our biggest needs going into this season? What didn't we have? You know what I'm saying? We had guards. We had guards. Now Thompson was a guy because we needed a defender. We did need a defender, but it just hurts because he can't really shoot it all
And
right
it's going
now.
to
That's
take
what makes it
a long
hard.
time to get there.
If we could have had Thompson and Cam, man, what? Everybody keeps saying he's injury prone, but what is this injury stuff I keep hearing
Where?
about?
Where?
Has he been hurt yet? Has he been hurt all?
Where is he?
I'm not even being sarcastic. I just want to know because I've looked it up myself.
I want to know where.
Yeah, I just want to know what it is. Is he hurt now? Has he been hurt all this year? Is that knee bothering him?
Last 5 games has been amazing.
He's been killing it. He on some Kobe stuff right now. He put up numbers only Kobe has put up as a teenager ever. That's tough, man. That's tough. No, Boban, we did. That's not what we're talking about. We're just saying he was available still when we traded back. Or I think he was available when we traded back into the draft. When we traded back into the first round. Either way, that's a guy. If once he gets to pick 15 and he's still there, I'm on the phone. I'm like, let's get back into the first round. He's still there. Let's go get this guy. So it's not about Thompson. It's more so about I wish we could have had Thompson to go with Cam to go with Thompson. And once again, I love Sasser. I think Sasser is a great talent. I'm just looking at what we needed at the time. We already had a Jaden Ivey. We already had a Cade Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? We have a Monte Morris. At the time, we had a Killian Hayes, which I know y'all don't want to hear, but we had guards. We already had guards. We were already guard heavy, and we took another guard. Talented guard, but it's still another guard nonetheless. We didn't have wings, two-way wings, guys that could just flat out just put the ball in the bucket. And I ain't talking about guys who can just shoot the ball like Bojan. I'm talking about guys who can get to the rim at will, athletic guys, athletic wings. That's what he is. He's a bucket, man. So, that really bothered me. Go ahead.
I don't do draft, stuff until March. I have to wait till March Madness, especially this year because college basketball is garbage this year.
Man,
okay, I've never seen college basketball this bad, bro.
There's one guy who I have my eye on. One guy. Who? Alex Sarr. He's a big. He's an athletic big. You know Alex Sarr. Yeah, we talked about him. I like him. Does he wow me? Like, he can come in right away and just change. No. I think he can be a great player. I don't know how he will fit with Duren. He can shoot the ball a little bit better, but I don't know how it will fit. So, people saying Cooper Flag. Come on. No, stop. This draft is to me one of the weaker drafts we've seen this year. If we don't get number one, because I would take Sarr with the first pick. Yeah, I'm with Johnny. Exactly. I would take him with the first pick, or I would trade it. Because this draft is one of the weakest drafts. This is one of the worst drafts to have a draft pick.
I've never seen college basketball this much of an afterthought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially here in Michigan. God, dog, Michigan State and Michigan trash.
Yeah. I know. It's hard to watch, bro.
Trash, bro. But college basketball is trash, bro. And
it is.
Like I said, I have to see March. I had to do the same thing last year, but this year even more. I have to wait until March Madness. Guys on the big stage, so I can say, okay, this guy might be something here.
Right. Yeah. It's just the worst time to have a good draft pick because even if we trade, say we get number 2, number 3, or something, we're not going to get the same return as we would have if it was last year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. We're not going to get the same return. The value isn't there on that pick. Because if we know it, everybody else around the league who studies these guys, they know it too. This is a weak draft.
And then let me ask you this real quick though.
Yeah.
Would you still, not still, but would you mind having a guy like how can I say this?
It sounds like a loaded question.
It is, man, because obviously I wanted the Pistons to consider drafting this guy.
Okay.
that guy in the G League for the Cavs right now, you know, that play here at one of these Michigan schools.
Dang, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Just
Why?
think,
Bro.
because we don't play defense anyway. So, you know.
Oh, you being okay? You being funny? Okay, cool. I had to make out. I wasn't sure where you was going with this. You talking about?
Oh yeah, that's the name. Bates. Imani Bates.
Baby KD. Everybody in the chat knew. Hey, everybody in the chat. Look at it. Look at everybody in the chat.
I was waiting for somebody to type it. Finally, Corday did, man.
Everybody know where you're going. Now listen, bro. I'll say this. We were at the Wayne State Fieldhouse. We were in the Motor City Cruise. You know where they play. Motor City Cruise where they play. We saw when they played Cleveland's team, Cleveland's G League affiliate team, which is who Money Base plays for. We saw him up close. He's a great offensive player. I wasn't surprised by anything I saw because I already knew what he was offensively. I'll tell you this, he lives up to the billing when it comes to offense. He lives up to that for sure. Mm-hmm. Defensively, he has no interest in. Mm-hmm. I wasn't watching the ball. You know how when you watch games, you don't just watch the ball. You watch a player. You watch a player, even if they don't have the ball, you're just watching them the whole play. You're watching what they're doing. That's what I was doing when I was watching him up close on the sideline. Yeah. And he was cooking. He was getting buckets. But defensively, he did not care about anything. And it wasn't like the thing was, and this is what bothered me. It wasn't as if he looked lost defensively. He just wasn't trying defensively. Because when you know what I'm saying? Because the reason it bothered me was because if the effort is not there defensively, I have a bigger problem with that than with you not understanding defensive schemes. I can teach you that. If there is a willingness to want to learn, we talked about Jaden Ivey. He's beginning to learn defensively what he's supposed to be doing because he wants to. Give me that over, I'm going to just conserve my energy for the offensive end and I'm not going to guard my guy. Nah, that's what I saw from Imani Bates, and that's why I can't roll with that. Especially for the Detroit Pistons team who was built on defense. How would that work?
What Pistons teams built on defense?
The teams that we grew up watching. The teams that we grew up watching.
Not this one.
No, not this one. You know what? He might fit just fine on this team. You know what?
Right. It's like a glove.
Oh man. That's all I'm saying, man. Like it's K-Jump, you funny, bro. I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. But if you comparing Kate's effort to Imani Bates' effort, then I'm with King. If you see me, don't speak.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, then we on them terms, bro. Nah, but seriously, nah. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's two different things. It's two different things. Like show me some footage of Cade just not playing any defense, like just losing his man defensively, not getting on guys for being out of place defensively. None of that. Nothing, bro. I'm telling you what I saw. I've seen both of those guys up close. Cade was actually at that game that Imani was playing in because JD was there. Jalen Duren, him and Imani are tight. So Jalen Duren came there to see him. So I got a chance to see both of them. And Cade was there at that game. I've seen them both up close play. Defensively, the effort is night and day. I'm sorry. I know you may want to see more from Cade defensively. And I'm with that. But take the load offensively off him too, and now we could talk. But you can't compare Cade to Imani Bates. You just no, bro. You can't. Listen, I'll tell you this. If Imani Bates defensively was what Cade was, he wouldn't have went so low in the draft. Wasn't he second round pick? It's a reason for that. Ask yourself that question. As good as he is offensively, like I will admit, after seeing it up close, as good as he's offensively, why did he go in the second round? I'll leave it at that. Straight up.
I don't know.
For real. I'm just saying, bro. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I've seen that guy. I've seen him in the break. I'm saying, like, you gotta look at it from a clear lens, bro. If Imani Bates was that guy, or if he was average defensively, he'd be a top 10 pick. Straight up. No cap. and we all know it. So let's stop playing. Let's stop playing.
Let me say
but to
that
answer
the
your
guy
point,
that
I'm
be
straight on
doing
the
the
line.
yelling,
Go ahead.
the guy that be
Yeah,
doing the yelling, making them Pistons video, the reason why I don't
yeah,
echo him, man, because actually his videos are pure just and utter fucking nonsense. He sits there and yells like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Half of the time, those be assignments from them guys. It's the way that the defense is structured some of the
that's true.
time. And also,
That's true.
you can do that with a whole lot of teams in this league defensively, especially some of
Yeah,
these star-studded teams. They terrible on defense. So stop pointing it out, like the Pistons, the only team doing these things. And he just on there
that's true.
screaming and yelling. Probably, listen, bro, this man,
Hey,
don't
that's
take that
Stan
with
Van
grain.
Gundy's burner.
Yeah, right. Like, he on there, like, bro, just on there yelling and just, like, bro, you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. Like, excuse my
Yeah.
language, man. Whatever. That
No, you good. You
watching
good.
his videos. Keep watching his videos if y'all want to. You ain't
Yeah,
gonna know shit about basketball, I'll tell you that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that, bro. I agree with you on that, man. It's not fair. It's not. I mean, when it rains, it pours. It's easy to kick somebody when they're down. It's easy to hop on the worst team in the league and say that this is why they're the worst team in the league and all that. Yeah, but a lot of those teams that you mentioned, offensively or defensively, they do a lot of the same stuff, make a lot of the same mistakes. But because they can outscore you, it gets overlooked because they're winning games. That same Milwaukee Bucks team you was talking about, they're not perfect defensively, especially now. But it's not getting highlighted because they winning games. That's why they brought Doc Rivers in there. You see what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing wherever you go. You can do that for any team in the league. But what it comes down to is wins and losses. And because we don't have any, it's easy to point that out.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
So it is.
So we'll leave it on that, man. This was a good spirited debate today. But some of y'all, man, I'm gonna have to check on some of y'all, man, because some of y'all, man, some of which y'all, I don't know, like do y'all watching these games or y'all just watching house highlights? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to see what's up, man. I'm not saying the Boston can't beat the Bucks. I'm just saying they won't beat the Bucks. I'm not saying they can't. I just don't think they will. They won't. They've been there. They have not gotten to the mountaintop. The Bucks have. So until proven otherwise, I don't have confidence in them being able to beat the Bucks until they actually do it. They did beat the Bucks I think a couple years ago, but I'm talking about as of right now because both teams are different. So we'll see. We'll see.
By the way, before we get off here, I just want to take a moment and acknowledge the tragedy that's happening
Right now.
This man here.
Oh my God, bro. You know what, man? I'm done with you, bro.
They aging this man. It's
Let
not.
me ask you a question.
They are aging this man.
Let me ask you a question. So who is they? Which when you said they are aging?
His teammates and his coach.
Oh yeah. You right about that.
This man over there, man. This man, I ain't never look how fast he graying.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Looking like old man Logan.
Man. Yeah, and by the way, the picture on the right side, on the left side, is him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it looked like that Obama pic when he first got in the office, and then by the time he was done, yeah, man, they doing him bowl over there, man. They doing him bowl over there. He just wasting away.
It's a bad dude.
And you know how I feel about him. That's a whole nother story. But
he definitely gonna play until he's 40.
But see, that just shows you what happens when you don't have a GM that puts a roster around you that you need. This is the best player he's still my GOAT, and he's the top 5, top 10 easy player in the league. And he can't even get above 500 with Anthony Davis.
That's wild.
So that's all I'm saying, bro. It takes a lot to win in this league.
That's wild.
And Stan, you tripping, bro. No, that's not gonna happen. I'll put money on that. They might play him tough, but they're not beating him. They're not beating him. Oh, you win a game or two. Nice, that's cool. Whatever.
I've said what I've said on that topic. I'm standing on business when it comes to that topic, bro. No.
Yeah.
No chance.
Nah, it's not happening. It's not happening. So I'm gonna leave it there before this gets even more out of hand. We can cut it there. Anything else you want to hit on, bro?
That's it, man. That's it. I just, like I said, I think we said it plenty of times, but I think we need to go ahead and get the energy off.
Yeah.
That debate we had in the comment section when I sent those pictures, I think we need to put that on wax.
Wait, which one?
The LeBron picture. You remember the other day? Let me just let y'all know it went on for a while. It went on.
We can do that.
For a while.
We can do that. We was going. No, we was going. We was going at it. We can do that. I ain't mad at that. We can show the world. I don't care. We can show the world. That's cool with me. It'll give us more stuff to talk about. But yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that, man. So yeah, we can leave it there, bro. We can leave it there, man. We appreciate y'all coming out. As usual. We're not just saying that. We really do appreciate everybody who shows up, because it gives us the energy for us to keep doing what we're doing. I know we get in the spirit of debates. We always talk about, we get in the heated debates sometimes, which some of y'all crazy in the chat, but at the end of the day, it's all love. We all got one goal. We all fans. We all just want to win. So, but I'm gonna keep going at y'all head when y'all talk crazy. So be ready for that.
Say this and we're gonna click out.
Yeah.
Don't believe what you hear in the media. I'm gonna just say that.
Come on.
Killian Hayes did not request a trade. Don't believe
really?
it.
What? Okay. That's interesting. Y'all know, King got plugs up the wazoo. So, he probably got some precious information or something from somebody, but I'm not, you know what? That's not surprising. It's not surprising that was a false report. It's not surprising. Like it's not surprising. But it does make me rethink some things now, because if he didn't want to leave, that means he really like that. Does it just mean that he just really wanted to be here? Because he wasn't getting any time.
He loves,
like, for this.
I'm gonna put it to you. He wants to play. He wants to stay here. He meant what he said when he said in that conference. He loves the city. He wants to play here, but things have changed on the other spectrum. I'll just say that, and I'll leave it at that. Clear cut. Bam. That's where it's at.
Okay. That's good to know, though. That's good to know. So we appreciate King Brian Windhorse, aka King, over here. Woj and Shams, aka King, over here with the latest info. Yeah, at the end of the day, man, I want to see him successful. We've always been fans and supporters of Kill. We always saw what we thought his potential, who he was as a player. He works hard. So, but that is interesting. That is interesting, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like it's just crazy with the media, because this is not the first time this has happened.
I tell people all the time, don't ever believe the media. 100% believe the media.
Think about it. What did we hear with Monte Morris about a month and a half ago or so with his injury? We heard he was injured, right? And he came out on Twitter and said cap.
Then put a cap. Yeah.
So that's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. It's unfortunate for Killian that got put out, though. That, you know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate for him, because now it's kind of making people look at him a certain way off the court, not just on the court. That's what's messed up. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's not fair.
The league is an interesting place.
That's not fair.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't mess with that. The front office is fumbling the bag, bro.
I like to keep my
Aaron Tellum, all them guys, man. Like Aaron Tellum and
I just know once they go ahead, when it happens, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I just hope he has success on the next, and blessing to him and his family. I'll say that he has an excellent family.
Oh yeah.
So
class personified, man.
Yeah.
Class personified. Yeah, they good people. For sure. I know you know them. So yeah, you would know better than most. But yeah, good people, man. Good people. So we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Thanks for that drop, King. Appreciate that. That's big. That's good to know. So for everybody's sake, it's probably best that he is somewhere else so he can have another shot at being successful on a team that hopefully suits him. You know, that's important. So hopefully he go. Yeah, if he goes to the Spurs, he'll do well. I'm very confident he'd be just fine if he go to the Spurs, 100%. So yeah.
All
right, bro.
Another good show.
Oh, per use. Yeah. But we definitely gonna put that on wax. I'm with that.
Oh yeah.
We gotta do that. We gotta let everybody see how crazy you was talking.
Yeah, because 40-year-old but Jordan is gonna be better than a 40-year-old LeBron.
You know what?
No, come on, let's go.
You're trying to keep me here, aren't you?
Come on, man, let's go.
You want it's true. You trying to go to 11 o'clock, bro?
Man. Come on,
me. You can't be throwing it out there and then trying to get off a stream, bro. You can't be doing that, man. Like he does this every time. He does this every time. We be having the greatest conversation, and out of nowhere, yeah, LeBron is no better than Bob Sura. All right, y'all. We'll holler at y'all. Appreciate y'all. Like, come on, bro. This dude King, man. Crazy. But now we'll leave it at that, man.
Yeah, we'll get to that, man. We definitely.
Yeah. But, that's coming for sure. For sure.
All right, man. Y'all be blessed out there. Have a good night, man. We will be trying to get on here more often, probably 2 times a week.
Yep.
Man, we got a lot to talk about, even though it seems like our team is stagnant right now. We still got a lot of other interesting topics to talk about, too. So we don't necessarily have to stick with the Pistons either. Some interesting you guys want to bring up concerning basketball and NBA, hey, bring it to us, man. We might.
This is what we'll do. We'll create a post either on YouTube or Twitter or maybe all of them. And we'll just say, what do y'all want to talk about other than Pistons, if anything? We'll do it. We doing this for y'all, man. Like real talk. For real talk. Like me and King would probably be doing this anyway if we were just on the phone talking. But it's even better when we can do it with everybody else. So anything y'all got, let us know. We'll talk about it. For real. Let's do it.
All right, man. So that's a wrap, man. Another 2-hour show for you guys. Hey, listen, man. we riding
for y'all.
Yeah, we want to see the team, man. We want to see this team progress. We want to see this team continue to let these young guys flourish and get better. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn on your team. I'll just say that. Don't turn on these players on your team. Yeah. Knock off the nonsense with Cade. Please stop doing that, man.
Stop. Please stop.
It's child necessary. Yeah, right. Stop. Get some help, man. He had to use a slogan from GOAT. But anyway, still, listen.
You know what?
Yeah. No, on a serious note, man, y'all have a blessed night. Thanks for coming by. We had a lot of fun with this show. Of course, we're going to have more news dropping in this coming week. So, look forward to that. I got a lot of opinions on a lot of things I want to get off my chest. So when things happen, just look forward to it. I'll just say, be ready, man. So that said, you got anything?
Nah. Just shout out to everybody, man.
Hey.
You're gonna be all right. Just don't jump off the boat.
All right, man.
All right, y'all. Everybody have a great night. Be service, everybody.
Peace.